Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. I am once again at the legendary Sardi's, and I'm sitting with one of my all-time favorite people, Cara Young, who this year received her third Tony nomination for her brilliant performance as Ludi Bell in Purlie Victorious. How are you, my love?
I'm so good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
You know I love you.
I love you so much. It's crazy. I was so happy to see you today. I was like, yes.
Yes.
I can't wait to see you. So thank you. Thank you for bringing me in your presence.
Well, I want to thank you for all the incredible performances you've given us, but this performance in Purlie Victorious as Ludi Bell, I mean, first of all, what does this Tony nomination mean to you? This one's really special, isn't it?
This one's special. It's special because there's something else attached to the fact that, Ossie Davis we're resurrecting his play after 62 years of it being done originally on Broadway. We've done it now. It has another life on PBS through great performances, but also these are people who weren't recognized 62 years ago for the work that they've done, that they did, and Ruby Dee wasn't either. And I feel like this three, it feels kismet, and it belongs to them. If it's for me, it's like this is a historic one for me. They've told me that I'm the first Black performer to have ever received a Tony nomination consecutively for 3 years in a row. And it feels like this is for them in that. Yeah. And it also shows how the industry is changing in a way, what's being produced, how we're paying attention to the work. So to be acknowledged 3 times, but then for this to be the third feels really special.
Yeah. Looking back at Purlie Victorious, Ossie could have written this yesterday.
I know.
Isn't that amazing, though, when you come to think about it?
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's like a timeless masterpiece, and there's so many things, there's so many nuances in this play that he's written that it feels so applicable today. Like, too many moments.
When you found out that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm stepping into the shoes of Ruby Dee, that this was created on, like, what went through your mind? And then how do you, like, make your own Ludi Bell?
Ooh, oh my goodness. I mean, I think I've told you this in the past, like, but my aunt lined up our pictures years ago, and she was like, one day you're gonna play Ruby Dee. Like, that was the manifestation from her. And then, like, there are more than one person in our theater community that has said, you're the Ruby Dee of our generation, you're the Ruby Dee of our generation. And, like, I've always received this as, like, oh my God, like, wow, that's a lot to hold. And then this happened, and it's like there's something else happening that is bringing me to this moment.
Yeah.
So, like, I just have to listen. Yeah. And I just listened, and I said, this is what I have to do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it like? I didn't make you, I always make you cry.
We always get here.
We always get there. No, but it's like, you've wanted to do this your whole life. But I mean, the pieces you've gotten to do, and like I said, this is a very, very special piece. Like you said, your aunts arranged this for you years ago, putting your picture next to Ruby Dee, and then what do you get to do? You get to do the first major production of Purlie Victorious since the original.
Since the original.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a revolutionary piece.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, to even just pay attention to this work, to, like, put our hands on it, to put our, like the phrase, like, put your feet in it, put your foot in it, like, for us to just pay attention, read the words, activate the script, activate the world, feels so important in the history of what theater can be, and the kind of work that we really should be producing and paying attention to. I mean, this play is like such an incredible offering in this theater season that we've had, but even more so, it feels like our political climate, right? It's in this moment of, like, absurdity. It's like, how did we get here? And that is literally what I feel like Purlie Victorious examines, and what Ossie's examining on the page. It's like, we don't understand how we got here, but we have to move forward together. I mean, Purlie he's like preaching freedom for all mankind.
Yeah.
That when we get to the church at the end, he's preaching freedom for all mankind. I mean, that means that we can sit in a room together and we can laugh together and we can cry together and we can be together. I mean, that is the source of healing. We look at our past, we can't forget our past, but we can move forward together.
Yeah. Let's talk about working with Kenny Leon.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, brilliant director, and then taking this piece, a piece that he's loved.
Yes.
And I mean, you know, when you look at the script reads differently than the way it performs, because there's absurdity to it,
Yeah.
and there's this heightened level of stuff going on in it too, right?
Yeah. Oh, and you know, Daniela Topol, who was the former artistic director of Rattlestick, she used to have this language around oops and ouch, and like when you're reading a script, you're like, oops, ouch, like that actors and everybody in the room, whoever's in collaboration on the piece, would freely express their oops and ouches. And if you're reading the play without a brilliant director like Kenny Leon, who's able to guide you through this really roller coaster of emotions and wild rides of like laughter and vulnerability in a single moment, you can feel a lot of oops and ouches on that page. But Kenny was able to meticulously direct us in a way where we were paying attention to that ride. We were paying attention to that absurdist nature of it all. Like, not necessarily playing into the comedy, but playing into the truth of what Ossie wrote. And also, like, we talked about earlier, like the nuance of the fact that there's so many moments that are so applicable today in our world. I mean, when Purlie leaves and he's like, I'm gonna go, and he leaves to, we don't know if he's gonna come back. He hasn't come back in 2 days. Like, I think about when Black men leave their homes, or Black people leave their homes in this America that we live in, and you know, or a mother leaving her, watching her son walk out the door and not knowing if he's going to come back. Like that's a, you know, there's so much that we can apply, not even apply, but there's so much that's so real right now.
Yeah. Talk about sharing the stage with this incredible cast.
Oh my goodness. All of these people are some of the most talented people I've ever worked with. I have been waiting to work with Heather Alicia Sims and Bill Eugene Jones for so long. And because I've been watching their work on the off-Broadway stages forever. And I've just like always been in awe of their, they're everything. And like a dream came true when I knew that they were going to be in the room. And then you have Vanessa Bell Calloway, who is a legend. I mean, her face is a legend in every little Black girl in America. Like, if you watch any movies from like for the last 20 years, like you're going to see Vanessa Bell Calloway's face. And so like seeing her, being with her all the time, I was like, I can't believe I'm in a room with her. And then J.O. Sanders, I mean, I've been watching his work for so long, and I got to see his brilliance in Primary Trust, which he also won an Outer Critics Circle Award for. And I was just absolutely in awe of what he was able to create on that stage, what everybody was able to create. Noah Pizik and Bill Timoni and Noah Robbins, whom I love. I just love Noah. I've been watching Noah's work for so long. And then the incredible Leslie Odom Jr. I mean, what more can I say? He really does make the impossible feel possible. Like he makes everything feel possible. And he was able to be not only just our leading man, but one of the lead producers, one of our leaders in the room. And I just, I feel so privileged to have had that moment with him. Yeah. You know, so much electricity and so much love of storytelling was in that room. And yeah, with Kenny's creative mind and heart, I feel like Kenny's whole spirit was up on the stage with us as we were performing as well.
Everything you do is different. Yet you're an actress. I know you as Carrie Young, but everything you do is different. from Clyde's to cost of living. You live inside these people, you become them. And I was wondering for Ludibelle, like, how did you get inside her? What unlocked her for you? Was she easy to find? Was it during previews? Like, when did she all come together for you?
I feel like she always was coming together.
Yeah.
Because like there was always, and man, it was challenging. It was really challenging. It was challenging to understand the comedy on the page, but like, there were moments in which like I might have played a little bit really broadly into the comedy. But then there were also moments of like, when we're together, when Black people are together, like it's so, like we are like fully expressive of ourselves, and there's an unapologeticness when we're around each other, and so there's like that as well. And it's like sometimes that's bold and big and wild, and so to find her was really just wanting to honor the women who are really like the heartbeat of this country. We're talking about women who work with their hands and on their feet. We're talking about women who work in kitchens, who work in households, who take care of the kids, who take care of the laundry, who take care of families, and I come from women who are, who do that, and so it was like honoring the women that I come from, honoring the women of this country, honoring Black women, and really trying to craft a world where like it's a million Black voices in her, and like there was something about the quality of her voice and how it sort of evolved that was about gathering so many stories. And I don't know, it must have manifested in that way, but I was like really, I never felt like the work was over.
Yeah.
So I would really do a lot of research every day before a performance and try to gather as many stories, as many narratives that I could from people who worked with their hands and on their feet and with their bodies, and but this is like a woman who is infinite and who says, I'm gonna go with this man. I'm gonna go with this man because I know that is my soulmate. Yeah. And not only that, I'm gonna take a chance on my life, and I'm gonna just jump off the cliff with this man, and whatever happens, it's gonna be great. Like that's her spirit in like a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like she's infinite, but might not have the language for that. But also like she finds her voice. She finds her human. She finds that her journey is about finding the fact that she is a spiritually intelligent being.
Yeah. What I also love about this production is it was just filmed for great performances, and it's running now. How cool is that? Not only did audiences fall in love with it here on Broadway, but now all around the world, what that means to you.
Oof. It feels like this is about access to theater. Yeah. This is about making sure that theater is accessible. We have a different language around isolation after the pandemic. Some people are still not comfortable being in spaces with other people, and you can watch this from your home. It's access to free theater. And I just find it to be like, it's really beautiful when you get to participate in a world in which things can be accessible to everyone. Like Classical Theater of Harlem does that every year, right? You can go to the park, and now they're doing Midsummer Night's Dream at Marcus Garvey Park, but it's free. You can go and watch free theater, and people who might be, or compromised in regards to how they might enter a space, you can literally go in that park and there is space for you to be. So free theater, what does that mean, like in the ether of also the offering of Purlie Victorious as the play that we all should know, like we know Romeo and Juliet, or we should all know this play. Yeah.
You have begun working in film and TV also.
Yes.
But you always come back to the theater.
I do. I love the theater. It's my foundation. Yeah. It's my foundation. And you have been with me the whole time too, because like for real, like you have always supported me So thank you.
I'll always be there for you. Have you chosen your Tony outfit?
I have not, but it's coming. It's all coming together.
Have the best time, and thank you just for doing what you do. You bring so much joy to everybody who watches you do your work.
Thank you so much.
I love you.
I love you too.